Welcome! I see Eric, I see Phoenix, I see Leo. Tara, I think. Alright, let's hit play on the emulator. So, I think we're getting close to the end of this. We're just about ready to solve everything in this game. Now, I hope you guys know that I will be doing Metroid Prime Remastered. There is going to be cases that I will be using a walkthrough for it, so be prepared for that. Our story so far. Layton and Luke learn much about the Herzen family from the museum and a recovered miner's log. This new information reveals several baffling facts. Driven to discover the truth about the Elysian box in full sense, the two set out for Herzen Castle. An encounter at the end of the line. Alright. Would appear you've solved at least 80 puzzles. I commend your perseverance and proclaim you worthy of entrance to this castle. Hey, I've solved as many puzzles as I possibly can.
Welcome. Sorry to intrude, but we are investigating an important antique, this box we have here. The emblem on its lid seems connected to your house in some way. Would you have time to answer a few questions?
I think this matter would best be addressed by the Master. Please, come inside.
Wow, this place is really something else.
Indeed, Luke. This castle is extremely impressive.
Right this way, please.
Good evening. Welcome to my house. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying people fear the box because they believe it kills anyone who opens it. That's quite a story, isn't it?
It seems that the design on this box is connected to your family in some way. Can you tell me anything about this?
It's true that it was a Herzen family heirloom. Although I parted with it a number of years ago, the garish emblem you mentioned wasn't exactly, suited to my taste.
Personally, I think it's quite spectacular.
Oh, is that so? Well, chalk it up to my bad taste then.
You know, I don't think he's telling us the whole story.
Perhaps not. It's hard to say just yet.
I'm sorry I'm not much help, though I confess, visitors are always delightful. I'm sure you've had a long journey, so please do stay the night. Prepare the quarters for our guests, Nigel.
Yes, right away, Master.
Wow, this is the poshest room I've ever seen. It's a room befitting the wealthiest and most influential family of Full Sense. I have a hard time believing a place as pretty as this has a vampire lurking about it. Luke, you just met the vampire in question, I'm sorry to say. Oh, you never know, Luke. Maybe Anton himself is a vampire, and you just haven't realized it yet. Or Nigel. I mean, he was quite spooky. Anton? No way, he seemed like a perfectly nice guy to me. They all do, Luke. Wait a second. I thought you didn't believe in vampires. Are you pulling my leg? But there is something strange going on here, now that you mention it. Remember that picture we saw in the Herzen Museum? Anton was in it, wasn't he? The thing is, even though the photo was taken 50 years ago, Anton doesn't look a day older. So it's been bothering you too, has it? So it's been bothering... I can't quite understand how it could be possible. It's especially odd given that Mr. Beluga has clearly aged since the picture was taken. It would seem that both Anton and his castle warrant further examination. There's that famous Layton intuition acting up again. I suppose you could say that, though I'd hardly call it famous. Why don't we start our exploration of the castle with this room? Good idea, let's get to it. I found a hint coin. Oh! That is a fascinating painting. Have you ever seen such a convincing illustration of a gala? From what I've seen of this castle, I'm certain the ball was extremely opulent. My, it's gotten late. There's time for a quick puzzle, and then it's off to sleep, alright? The couple in this piece seem to be dancing high in the air, floating impossibly near the chandelier. But, as it turns out, when viewed properly, there's nothing strange at all about the picture. If you look closely enough, one peculiar area of the painting hits at the reason the whole picture seems to be odd. Find that particular area and circle it to learn the truth. Okay, what is the thing that is odd? Oh, it must be the reflection. Please draw a circle. It must be the reflection.
Just leave it to me. Piece of cake.
Nice eye. The couple seem to be the only two people with a visible reflection on the floor. It seems that the scene in this painting isn't of the ball itself, but rather of its reflection on the ballroom floor. Perhaps the young couple out on the floor looked so happy together that the painter didn't want to ruin their dance by staring straight at them. It really is a magnificent picture. Oh, what's this? Luke, tell me, do these two look familiar to you? It looks like Anton and... is that Katya? I say, look at this picture, Luke. Is that full sense there? I think so. The artist's inscription down here says that this painting is 50 years old. It looks pretty much the same as the full sense outside our window, though. What are you thinking, Professor? Oh, it's nothing. I was just pondering something. My, it's gotten late. It's been quite a day for us, so perhaps it's time to turn in. Yeah, I could use some sleep. Good night, Professor.
What? Professor, is that Katya?
The resemblance is striking.
What are they doing together? Oh!
Fear not, my dear. They're just the main course for this evening. And my, don't they look fresh. Oh, lovely. You're awake. It's been far too long since I've encountered prey so feisty.
Anton! What sort of madness is this?
I knew it! You are a vampire!
Well, if that's the case, it was rather foolish for you to venture here, wouldn't you say? But I'm afraid it's too late now. I must begin preparations. In the meantime, why don't you just stay put and enjoy each other's company? After all, it'll be your last chance.
Did you hear that? Anton's going to eat us for dinner. Luke, listen to me. Take a deep breath and collect yourself. But there's no cause for worry, my boy. Whoever tied these ropes did a poor job. With a little work, I may be able to get free. Of course it would be a puzzle. Of course. A man sits bound by a long length of rope among several posts. While he has no hope of untying his bonds, he can still move his legs. Were he to stand up and run away, his long trail of rope looks like it might catch on at least one of the posts. He'll need to use his legs to pull up any posts that prevent him from running away before he can dash off. Mark any posts that prevent the man from running away. Okay, let's see. That goes around like this, and that goes around that way. That way, that way, that way. Goes through here and down through here. Here. That one, obviously. Is it just that only that one? I think it's just the one.
And now to test my theory.
No, must not be.
Well, I suppose that's one possibility eliminated.
Really study how the rope is looped around the stakes. I might have just grabbed the wrong one. Because it looks like that one was it.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
You did it! Mark the area encircled by rope, and all of a sudden this puzzle gets a lot easier. There's only one post that needs to be removed for the man to make his getaway. He'd better hurry up and get that post loose. Okay. It was inside the rope. Okay, got it. Every one of the rest of the posts are on the outside. We're finally free, but there's no time to stand around. We must find a way out, and quickly. Alright. Oh no, we're locked in! There's no place to run! Calm yourself, Luke. There's bound to be another way out of this room. Look around you. I can see the key. If only I could reach it. Here. Let's see if I can't reach it. The key to the door is sitting behind a number of blocks. Slide the key out toward the professor's hand so the two can make their escape. Oh boy, this is like a minimum moves challenge. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's see.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful.
Great work! Now Luke and Professor Layton can finally leave the room. There we are. The door is unlocked now. Freedom is ours, Luke. Diary key, huh? Okay. Anton and the current Duke of Herzen Castle welcomed us into his home with food and drink. I asked him about the Elysian box, but the line of questioning ended with him saying he didn't know much about the relic itself. I didn't think pressing him further will yield any more information. Anton has offered to let us stay the night, and I believe we'll take him up on the offer. I woke from a nightmare to find myself and Luke tied up in the corner of a strange, musty room. Before I could make sense of our situation, in walked Anton, hovering over us like a spider with its next meal ensnared in its web. Anton spoke of the preparations he had to make so he could make a meal of us. Luke and I must find a way out of these ropes. Sorry. Luke and I must find a way out of these ropes before he returns, or else. The ropes that bound us were easier to undo than I expected, considering Anton slipped these ropes on us while we were in the middle of that strange nightmare. One would think that he would have had the time to tie a proper knot, but enough on that. Right now, Luke and I must focus on escaping this place. So, new diary entry. I don't know how many days I have passed with me, waiting to hear back from her. It's been so long. In fact, that even trying to figure out when I sent that letter has become difficult. Maybe she really doesn't love me. Maybe she's living in some other town, happily married to another man. No, she's not.
Jackpot!
That's where we were. This door won't budge. But I don't see any kind of lock on it. Good point. This door must be controlled by some sort of device positioned elsewhere. Let's head down from here and see what else is around. I've never seen such an immense boiler before. This must be the castle's main power source. For some reason, though, it's not currently in use. And what do you make of the other machines here? They're also gigantic. Were I to venture a guess, I'd say this equipment was used to mine gold in the area. It's likely the same equipment they used to create that large hole. Sorry about that. It's likely the same equipment they used to create that large hole in the castle's flooring. So that's why this place is so drafty. Oh, look at the bizarre smoke coming out of the hole. Don't get close to it, Professor. I bet breathing it in is probably terrible for you. Whoever broke the ground here must have known that machinery inside and out. One misplaced scrape of the shovel could have sent the whole foundation crashing down. Not to be rude, but I don't think we really have the time to admire the miner's handiwork. Oh yes, quite right, my boy. I believe we can open the door above us if we get this boiler up and running again. Oh, right. It's got to be a puzzle. Which valves do you need to open to send the steam from the boiler into 2, but not 1 or 3? All valves start in the closed position. Answer using the solution that requires opening the fewest number of valves. Tap a valve to open or close it. Well, let's just kind of trace this here. I certainly did. One has a couple of valves. But you have to open them so only 2 gets it. And not 1 or 3. Tell me about that one. Yes, it is. If you follow it from 2 and you go all the way down, and you follow it down there, it goes right into the middle pipe. Because the middle pipe goes up there and it goes around and it goes into those 2 valves and right into 2. And it only goes into 2. But is it only going to 2? Yeah, it's only going to 2. The one here. That one and the one down here, 3, are the only 2 that you would need to open for 2. It's not even going to any of the other ones. But you have to open up this one in order for it to go to this one. Which one is 3? The one by 3. This one? No. This one. Follow it up like this. But you got this branch right here. But it's going to be closed off, isn't it? No, it still will go into 3. So that's not possible. Because that branches off into 3.
Here goes. That was almost too easy.
Vaporific. You only need to open 3 valves to direct steam to 2 and not 3 or 1. Good work, my boy. Now upward and outward. I don't see any other way out of here.
Found one.
Oh, did you now? Let's take a picture of it. In passing through the odd space under the castle, Luke and I stumbled upon a number of machines identical to those we saw down in the mine. I believe the castle and mine are actually connected through this underground area. I haven't the time to explore it further at present, but we may have just wandered into the heart of this town's greatest secret. So going to camera, we got this one. So that means there's one more picture we need to take. Machine room. Alright, what is different? This clearly is different.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful.
Tuffy, Tuffy, Tuffy. Anyone see any difference? Okay, which one is that? Aha, I see what you're talking about.
Let's see if this works. That was almost too easy.
Okay, now the last one. I see what you're talking about. That.
Let's see if this works. That was almost too easy.
Well, we did that one. We only need one more picture. Huh. All right. By the look of it, this boiler has been out of commission for quite some time.
Found one!
Oh, hey, a hidden puzzle. A frog sits perched on the space labeled S in the diagram below, or to the right in this case. This little guy has an unusual jump. His first jump travels one space, his second jump travels 2 spaces, and his third jump travels 3 spaces. After his third jump, he repeats this pattern. The frog can change his direction mid-jump, but he can turn around between jumps. The frog can't change his direction mid-jump, but he can turn around between jumps. This frog's goal is to move through the path below and land exactly on the space marked G. What is the fewest number of jumps he needs to make to do this? The fewest number of jumps? Guy, unusual jump. His first jump travels 1 space. Okay. His second travels 2 spaces. And then his third travels 3 spaces. After his third, he repeats this pattern. So wait a minute. Let's do this. So it's going to be 1 here. That's 2, 3, and back to 1. And then 2, and then 3. Then 1, 2, and then 3. But let's do 3 here, because he's got to jump 1 here. Wow. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it 10?
This should do the trick.
No.
Well, I suppose you can't win them all. Consider this puzzle solved.
No.
Well, I suppose you can't win them all. And now to test my theory.
12. Okay.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
That's the way to do it. As shown in the diagram, if you think to make the frog jump back the way he came twice, he can make it to 6, make it to G in 12 hops. Oh, if he jumps back 1 and then he does 2 and then 3. Okay, because I was figuring 12, but I was doing it the hard way. Phew, that was a lot of work.
Jackpot! Jackpot!
This door is shut tight too. This door serves as the only portal out of here. We'll need to open it to escape. It seems that the lock here is some sort of magic square. I hate these things. In order to solve it, position the remaining numbers so that each string of 4 vertical, horizontal, and diagonal numbers adds up to the same total. Solve the magic square to open the door. Oh man, how many of you like magic squares? All right. Feel free to check my math.
This should do the trick. And there we have it.
Very nice. Each horizontal, vertical, and diagonal line of 4 tiles adds up to 18 when placed in the correct position. Now, onward to freedom. Luke, the vent is open now. Follow me. Take care that you don't slip, Luke. The floor is polished to an almost blinding shine. Wow, you're right. It's like a mirror. Who do you think does all this polishing? That would be me, sir. Ah, it's the butler. It's Dracula. Yes, I'm almost certainly am. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but what are you two doing up at this hour? If you're having trouble falling asleep, I suggest a good strong puzzle to clear and relax the mind. You're not going to try to stop us or anything? Stop you? Young sir, I haven't the foggiest notion what you're talking about. Now where was I? Oh yes, the puzzle. This hall has been fitted with a hidden door, though to my chagrin I've forgotten where. However, I do recall an old saying that servants used in days past to remember the location of the door. I will now relate to you that saying, and your task, dear guest, will be to decipher the door's location. Begin from the doors, etched in the decor. A path will appear, strong and quite clear, made of stars that flare, each within its own square. These words are said to no point or These are said to point the way to the hidden door. Select the hidden door. Alright. Select the hidden door. Begin from the doors etched in the decor. The path will appear strong and quite clear. Made of stars that flare, each within its own square. Okay. So what does that mean? These words are said to point the way to the hidden door. Select the hidden door. So where do I begin? Begin from the doors etched in the decor. Are these the doors here?
This should do the trick. Well, I suppose that's one possibility eliminated. This should do the trick.
No?
Well, I suppose that's one possibility eliminated.
So I guess it's not talking about this. But they do form an arrow leading to the exact spot. Which means the only spot that I need is this spot right there.
Consider this puzzle solved. Ha! Wonderful!
That's what you call overthinking. Excellent. The squares with the stars contained neatly inside them form an arrow that points directly to the hidden door. Masterfully solved, sirs. Now that you've completed that, little nightcap, might I suggest returning to your quarters? These old halls can get quite drafty in the dead of night. I'll keep that in mind. Good night to you. And to you too.
Found one!
Oh, did I move the screen? Yes, I did. Alright. Where did he say he found one? Did anyone see where that hamster found a coin? No?
Jackpot! Jackpot!
Professor, I think I see a way we can get out of here. Our search led us to the castle, and we're on the verge of revealing what killed Dr. Schrader. We must search this place thoroughly before we make our escape. Let's see what else is here. Gee, Professor, I don't know if that's such a good idea. Luke, listen to me. We can't turn back and run. Not now. We're so close to uncovering the truth about Full Sense and the Elysian box. We must press on.
Found one!
Take a look at this picture, Professor. There he is, larger than life, the current master of Herzen Castle. You mean the guy who just tried to tie us up and drink our blood? Strange. What's strange, Professor? This picture. It shows far too much wear to have been made recently. Yet, you saw Anton yourself. The man and his portrait are virtually identical. If he doesn't age, he must really be a vampire. I knew it. We need to get out of here this instant. Perhaps those rumors in the town weren't entirely unfounded. But running about in a panic has never solved anything. Why don't we take a moment to clear our heads with this puzzle about portraits? Are you kidding, Professor? I don't think we really have time for this right now. Two brothers have inherited their parents' 5-piece art collection. According to the will, the older brother will get a set of paintings worth twice what the younger brother gets. In order to ascertain the value of the paintings, the brothers called in an appraiser, who valued each painting as shown below. For his services, the appraiser was promised the one painting left over after the brothers divided the art according to their parents' wishes. Assuming that individual paintings can't be divided, which ones does the appraiser get? Oh, well that's troublesome. Because here you are, trusting an appraiser to praise something accurately, and yet he's going to get something out of it. Alright, well,
This should do the trick.
honestly,
There we have
this kind of should have been a no-brainer. Even if the appraiser was being fair. Because he gets the most expensive one regardless. Because according to the will, the oldest brother gets double what the little brother gets. And the appraiser gets the most expensive one because it cannot be divided. The appraiser receives painting E. The older brother inherits paintings A, C, and D, which are worth $120,000 total. The little brother gets a single painting worth $60,000, half of what his brother gets. In the end, the appraiser takes home the most expensive painting of all. My, isn't that convenient? Almost like he cheated them completely out. Nicely answered, Luke. Perhaps it didn't seem like the ideal time for a puzzle, but being able to stand back and think critically in a time of stress is a skill of utmost importance. I appreciate the sentiment, Professor, but right now solving puzzles is the last thing on my mind.
Oh, over here.
Alright.
Jackpot.
Oh, I do believe that's Katya. Oh. Why are you two here? I could ask you the same thing. It's dangerous here. There's a vampire living in the castle, you know. Anton? He's no vampire. He's just... I'm quite puzzled, Katya. What do you know about this man? It's not for me to say. I think you've got a lot that you know about in this place, so I think there's a lot you should be saying. Besides, right now you must focus all your efforts on escaping. If you linger here, the madness will grip you before long. Madness? I'm afraid I don't understand. Please be honest with us. What's happening here? Very well. I'll explain everything, but first, you must get as far from this castle as possible. Quickly.
I know the way out. Follow me.
Do you now?
How are you related to this entire situation? Are you?
There's no time. You've got to get out of here.
This won't do. People are trying to sleep, you know. Is it you? It can't be. Oh, how I've waited. It's been so unbearably long.
Professor, do you know what he's talking about?
I
Not in the
do.
slightest.
Come closer, my dear sweet Sophia. I've missed you so. What's this? Very well, then. Is this how it is? I didn't see this coming, Layton. Not at all.
I'm not sure I understand.
This is your fault, but you can't have my Sophia. You're going to be very sorry you crossed me. There's no lack of swords here. Take whichever one you like. Know this, though. Only one of them is real.
Only one of them is real. You're giving me a
true
puzzle,
warrior
huh?
Always keeps his blade in hand.
Sure, the cutscene takes me right into a puzzle. I should have expected that. A true warrior always keeps his blade in hand. These are Anton's latest words to Professor Layton before the start of their duel. Can you find the one real sword among Anton's collection? Circle your selection to draw your weapon of choice. Why is it that I get the feeling it's right there with the freaking suit of armor? Because that's what my gut instinct is telling me.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful.
I think I know the Layton puzzles way too well. Nicely done. A true warrior always keeps his blade in hand. Yes, he certainly does. Anton's words were a subtle hint that all the swords on the wall were for show. The only real sword in the bunch is the one sitting in the hand of the suit of armor.
I didn't think you had it in you, Mr. Layton.
Layton!
Sophia belongs to me. You can't have her.
Ah!
Look out!
Something strange is happening. I just need to catch my breath.
No more! Please, just stop!
What's happened to me?
Are you all right?
Please just stop, Grandfather. Your body can't take it.
What did you say? I don't understand. Sophia, dear.
You haven't figured it out, have you? You really don't know. Then I guess it's up to me to tell you the truth. I'm your granddaughter, Anton.
Don't be ridiculous. Look at me. I'm too young to be anyone's grandfather.
But what you see around you isn't real. It's just an illusion created by your own mind. Your youth is part of that illusion. The truth is, well...
Allow me, please. The gold mine built by your father, the late Duke Herzen, brought this town much growth and prosperity. But something terrible slept deep within that rich gold deposit. Unbeknownst to the miners, they hit a vein of hallucinogenic gas while digging for gold. The gas made those who breathed it extremely susceptible to mental suggestion of all types. Tales of the nightmarish visions seen in Folsense then spread, as did the town's sinister reputation. In truth, neither the Folsense we see before us nor its residents really exist. This is all a creation of our minds.
How did you figure it all out, Professor?
It was kind of obvious, for starters.
The images of Folsense we saw are 50 years old, yet they show a town identical to the Folsense of today. No town can remain unchanged for 50 long years. The photos we saw in the train station formed our impression of the Folsense we'd see. A Folsense of 50 years ago.
Enough of this madness. Folsense is real. I'm real.
None of it's real, Grandfather. This town is just a thin shadow, an illusion born of greed. You and Sophia, everything you know changed 50 years ago.
Katya is the granddaughter of Sophia and Anton. Katya set out for Folsense to make sure that Anton understood Sophia's true feelings and reasons for leaving. The hallucinogenic gas present in Folsense air caused Layton and the others to imagine the station as it was in the many photographs lining the corridor leading out of the building.
But you and I are betrothed. How can you just leave me here? I won't have it.
This whole town is cursed. If we remain here, all those dear to me will die.
Am I not dear to you, Sophia? Stay with me, and we'll rebuild Folsense together.
I'm sorry, Anton, but there's someone else I love who needs me even more than you.
Is that the real reason you want to go? Because there's someone else? I trusted Sophia, and she left me for another.
You've got it all wrong, Grandfather. She never betrayed you.
What?
The other she was talking about was the little life growing inside her. The life you two created together.
No. That can't be.
I'm sorry, Anton, but there's someone else I love who needs me even more than you.
I never knew. Sophia was...
That's right. Grandmother was carrying my mother, and she left Folsense to keep her safe. She kept the baby a secret, to avoid causing you more pain.
I've been so wrong.
Grandmother passed away last year, but she was always talking about you, even toward the end. She never stopped loving you.
Anton invented the whole vampire scheme to scare off those who would try to loot the Herzen fortune. He did this by whisking away all those who came too close to the castle and setting them free to run away once properly scared. So that means there's one more secret left.
Sophia is dead? No, it can't be.
I've had enough of your lies!
Oh!
Grandfather, no! Please stop!
Oh! We must leave now.
The whole place is starting to crumble!
Come with me.
What's this? What's happening?
I guess Professor Layton defeated Dracula,
Come on,
and now the
Grandfather,
castle's
we have
coming
to get out
down.
of here!
Be careful.
The whole town is dead. Wow.
It seems I've found the answers I was searching for. Here, allow me to return this to you.
Thank you.
So, the box wasn't cursed after all.
No, Luke, there's no curse to be found here. But if I were to guess, I suspect you'd find traces of that gas in the ore used to make this box. The same fumes that drove the town to ruin were released upon each person who opened the box. Those who opened the box expected death, and in doing so, fulfilled their own grim predictions.
I suppose it was just an ordinary box then.
Oh, I assure you, it's far from ordinary. This box was crafted to hold the words of my heart.
What do you mean?
The box contains a hidden message, one meant only for Sophia. Many years ago, I asked a traveler passing through town to deliver it to her. Unfortunately, the box's value made it a target for those hungry for wealth. And so it was stolen again and again, thus perpetuating the whole chain of sad events.
But we checked the box. It was as empty as could be.
Ah, well that's because there's actually a second way to open it. The sun rises when you and I meet, and when the wind blows, you will know my heart. These old words are the key to understanding this box and what it means. Do you follow, boy?
I think so. Let me give it a shot.
We're gonna solve a puzzle again.
The sun rises when you and I meet, and when the wind blows, you will know my heart.
the Elysian box. The sunrise when you and I meet, and when the wind blows, you will know my heart. These words are the key to opening the Elysian box. It's up to you to find a way to open the box and solve the final puzzle of our story. When you and I meet, the two figures set into the box are facing away from each other. Perhaps there's some way to turn them around. The sun rises. The sun here is located very low to the box. Once those two figures facing each other, you should be able to raise it high into the sky. And when the wind blows, as you've probably seen, when the sun is raised up high, a small hole appears. It seems the next thing you need to do is get a breeze to pass through that opening. Wonderful. So do I need to blow in my microphone now? Alright, well, let me configure my settings here. Not responding. Wonderful. We crashed. Hold on. We crashed. Am I going to lose all of my progress if I do that? Okay. Give me a second, everyone. Wonderful.
This should do the trick.
Well, I gotta catch right back up.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Jackpot!
I know the way out. Follow.
How are you related?
There's no time.
This won't do. People are trying to sleep, you know. Is it you? It can't be. Oh, how I've waited. It's been so unbearably long.
Professor, do you know what he's talking about?
Not in the slightest.
Come closer, my dear sweet Sophia. I've missed you so. What's this? Very well, then. Is this how it is? I didn't see this coming, Layton. Not at all.
I'm not sure I understand.
This is your fault, but you can't have my Sophia. You're going to be very sorry you crossed me. There's no lack of swords here. Take whichever one you like. Know this, though. Only one of them is real. A true warrior always keeps his blade in hand.
This should do the trick. Ha! Wonderful!
I didn't think you had it in you, Mr. Layton.
Layton!
Sophia belongs to me. You can't have her.
Ah!
Look out!
Something strange is happening. I just need to catch my breath.
No more! Please, just stop!
What's happened to me?
Are you all right?
Please just stop, Grandfather. Your body can't take it.
What did you say? I don't understand. Sophia, dear.
You haven't figured it out, have you? You really don't know. Then I guess it's up to me to tell you the truth. I'm your granddaughter, Anton.
Don't be ridiculous. Look at me. I'm too young to be anyone's grandfather.
But what you see around you isn't real. It's just an illusion created by your own mind. Your youth is part of that illusion. The truth is, well...
Allow me, please. The gold mine built by your father, the late Duke Herzen, brought this town much growth and prosperity. But something terrible slept deep within that rich gold deposit. Unbeknownst to the miners, they hit a vein of hallucinogenic gas while digging for gold. The gas made those who breathed it extremely susceptible to mental suggestion of all types. Tales of the nightmarish visions seen in Folsense then spread, as did the town's sinister reputation. In truth, neither the Folsense we see before us nor its residents really exist. This is all a creation of our minds.
How did you figure it all out, Professor?
The images of Folsense we saw are 50 years old, yet they show a town identical to the Folsense of today. No town can remain unchanged for 50 long years. The photos we saw in the train station formed our impression of the Folsense we'd see. The Folsense of 50 years ago.
Enough of this madness. Folsense is real. I'm real.
None of it's real, Grandfather. This town is just a thin shadow, an illusion born of greed. You and Sophia, everything you know changed 50 years ago.
I've already read all this. Because there should be one more left.
But you and I are betrothed. How can you just leave me here? I won't have...
This whole town is cursed. If we remain here, all those dear to me will die.
Am I not dear to you, Sophia? Stay with me, and we'll rebuild Folsense together.
I'm sorry, Anton, but there's someone else I love who needs me even more than you.
Is that the real reason you want to go? Because there's someone else? I trusted Sophia, and she left me for another.
You've got it all wrong, Grandfather. She never betrayed you.
What?
The other she was talking about was the little life growing inside her. The life you two created together.
No. That can't be.
I'm sorry, Anton, but there's someone else I love who needs me even more than you.
I never knew. Sophia was...
That's right. Grandmother was carrying my mother, and she left Folsense to keep her safe. She kept the baby a secret to avoid causing you more pain.
I've been so wrong.
Grandmother passed away last year, but she was always talking about you, even toward the end. She never stopped loving you.
Sophia is dead? No, it can't be.
I've had enough of your lies!
Oh! No!
Grandfather, no! Please stop!
Oh! We must leave now.
The whole place is starting to crumble!
Come with me.
What's this? What's happening?
Come on, Grandfather, we have to get out of here!
Be careful. It seems I've found the answers I was searching for. Here, allow...
Thank you.
So, the box wasn't cursed after all.
No, Luke. But if I were to guess, I suspect the same fumes that drove the town. Those who opened the box expected death. And in...
I suppose it was just an ordinary box then.
I gotta figure out how to...
I assure you, it's far from ordinary.
What do you mean?
The box contained many years ago. I asked a Unfortunately, the box is found, and so it was stolen again and again.
But we checked the box. It was as empty as could be.
Ah, well that's because there's actually a second way to open it. The sun rises. These old words.
I think so. Let me give it a shot. The sun rises when you... Let's see if this works. Piece of cake.
Just had to blow in my microphone. Wonderful. What was the message that Anton left to his sweetheart all those years ago? The time has come to find out.
I did it.
Oh.
What's the matter?
This isn't the letter I wrote. This is Sophia's handwriting.
So she actually got it.
The box must have made it to her after all.
My dear Anton, are you well? I received your letter. Though I'd like nothing more than to see you again, I'm afraid I no longer have the strength to do so. You don't know how many times I've thought about you over the years. I often wonder if you hate me for what I did. Do you? When I decided to leave, I was carrying our child. I couldn't bear exposing that tiny life to such danger. I knew your father's position and understood you didn't have the option to leave with me. Even though I did the only thing I could, I'll always regret leaving you that way. But there's one bright spot in this sad story, and that is our lovely granddaughter, Katya. My departure all those years ago has given you the chance to meet. Katya's mother died shortly after she was born, but Katya grew up strong and sweet just the same. She reminds me of you every time she smiles. With her around, I could never forget about you, even if I wanted to. You've been in my thoughts since the day we parted. And now, though my time here is drawing to a close, I like to think we'll meet again on the other side. The thought of seeing your face warms my heart. Be well and be happy, my dear Anton. Goodbye. But just for now, your Sophia.
Oh, Sophia. I finally understand now.
It turns out that the Elysian box was crafted 50 years ago to carry a letter from Anton to his love, Sophia. A gas present in the material used to make the box cause hallucinations in those who open it. These visions are how the rumors of a curse began.
Grandfather,
Grandfather? Yes, that's right. It has a nice ring to it. I am so happy we met, my dear granddaughter.
you don't know how much this means to me.
It's been so long, so very long, in fact, that I had forgotten what love even felt like. Instead, my love for Sophia was replaced by anger, and that anger completely blinded me. But now I can see the world clearly again, thanks to you, my granddaughter. Are you listening, Sophia? I'll have to put off returning to your side for a while. There's someone I need to get to know here first. Will you forgive me for making you wait just a little longer, my dear?
Wherever she is, I'm sure she's very happy for us.
See ya! Bye!
And that was the tale of the Elysian box, a relic feared for the fatal curse it was said to carry. But when all was said and done, there was no curse sleeping under its gilded lid. Instead, the box was revealed for what it truly was. A vessel created to carry the love of two kindred spirits through all of time. While terror brought the box its notoriety, in the end, its most powerful message was one of love.
Come look at this article, you two.
Huh? Miracle Rescue saves beloved academic. So, the doctor's alive after all.
We'll visit him as soon as we return.
Oh, but that might conflict with the symposium you have scheduled in London tomorrow.
Well then, I'll simply have to cancel.
Huh?
After all, Luke, one must always show gratitude to one's teachers. That's what a gentleman does.
The end. I'm going to do an ending screen right now because we're technically going to end on YouTube. But we're going to be using this. We're going to be using the same. We're going to be using the same. Let's see here. We are going to be using the same feed for Twitch. I will go ahead and change the title and everything, and all you need to do is just stay put. If we get a raid, just let people know that we're changing games and we're switching things around for YouTube. So I'm going to end this section here, and we're going to start back up here shortly. And I'll probably play for another 2 hours. Alright? So, we'll end this right here. We're not going to raid just yet. Alright, we'll see in a few.